Now on 4 News Now at 6, closing statements for the former police officer accused of murdering a woman in the 80s. How each side tried to persuade the judge.
Our steady rain is now turning into some patchy drizzle. Plus, I'm tracking fog and the chance of a white Christmas in your First Alert forecast.
And a legal battle with a bank in Kansas City could cause Spokane's historic Flight Foundation to close. Why Washington courts cannot intervene. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. And we'll begin with some breaking news here tonight. A section of Mission Road in Northeast Spokane is closed tonight after a woman was hit by a car. Thanks for joining us here tonight. I'm Jordan Smith. Derek Dice has the night off. It happened near Mission and Regal. The entire westbound side is closed and only one eastbound lane is open. We will be sure to keep you updated as we learn more information. Also breaking tonight, traffic is backed up on Highway 2 at Westmoreland Road, and this is just south of Riverside High School. Traffic is at a complete standstill right now. No word yet on whether anyone was hurt or how long the crash will tie up traffic. Both the defense and prosecution gave their closing statements in the retrial of Richard Aguirre, a former Pasco police officer accused of killing a Spokane woman over 3 decades ago. Aguirre is being tried for the first-degree murder and faces a maximum sentence of life in prison if convicted. Aguirre is accused of killing this woman. Ruby Doss's body was found in a vacant lot in East Spokane back in 1986, an area known for prostitution at the time. Marissa Rio was in court today and shares what both sides presented in their cases. Marissa?
It was a full day of court today, Jordan. The prosecution called on its last witness. There was rebuttal. And finally, both the prosecution and defense gave their closing statements. While the prosecution argued that evidence links Aguirre to this killing, the defense argued that it doesn't. Aguirre sat in court today as both the prosecution and defense argued their cases. The prosecution gave their closing remarks first.
We have one dead victim, and we have one condom and one person with the opportunity to be able to commit this crime. One condom that was filled with the DNA of Richard J. Aguirre.
The defense argued that the condom was found in an area known for prostitution. She said there had to have been other condoms in the area as well.
When the state claims that it was the only condom present in the entire area, I submit that that is not reasonable, and it is certainly not a basis to find Mr. Aguirre guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
Whaley with the state argued that strangulation caused Doss's death, and Aguirre had admitted to a friend that he choked a woman the night Doss died.
She talked to you about how that particular form, that strangulation, would take 3 minutes under perfect circumstances. So what we have here is time, Your Honor, distance, Your Honor, that shows a clear intent to cause someone's death.
Aguirre's attorney clapped back and said if Aguirre was the killer, his DNA would have been on the neck of Doss's blouse, and it wasn't.
So now we have Mr. Aguirre excluded from the neck and from the jacket that Ms. Doss was wearing when she was strangled. We have him excluded from the black pants that were unzipped. We now have him excluded as a contributor to DNA on the underwear that Ms. Doss was wearing.
The judge said he would take all evidence and testimony into consideration. A ruling is expected on December 26th. As a reminder, Aguirre waived his right to a jury trial back in October. That's why the judge is deciding this case. We will continue to update you with any new information as soon as it becomes available. Reporting live in Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
And a ruling expected just 7 days from now. Marissa, thank you for that. Meantime, we now know the name of the missing person's body who was found last Thursday in Spokane County. The Spokane Medical Examiner says 49-year-old Janelle Martinson was found in Valley Ford, a small community south of Spokane Valley. As of now, we don't know how she died. Martinson's disappearance may be connected to a double murder that took place in northeast Spokane earlier this month. On December 8th, police found the bodies of 23-year-old Kiera Morgan Wieland and 37-year-old Colton Russell a few blocks south of Minnehaha Park. Both were suspects in the disappearance of Martinson. Home security video shows showed the killings, and helped police track down the murder suspect, Brandon Kelly. According to court documents, Kenny, who made his first court appearance today, told investigators he killed Russell because Russell killed Janelle Martinson and forced Kenny to help him move her body, threatening to kill Kenny if he didn't help. Those documents also show Kenny told investigators he killed Kiara because she was the only other person who knew about Martinson's disappearance. Now, police are searching to see if anyone else may be involved in either one of these cases. And this is still a developing story. We'll be sure to update you as we learn more. Turning to your first alert forecast, as Chris was saying, some drizzle is going to make it a little bit damp tonight. It's kind of a gray Christmas this year.
Yes, it is, and the days leading up to it as well. Hopefully there's enough holiday cheer going along to offset these gray days. We do still have a little bit of rain that is redeveloped on parts of the Idaho-Palouse south of I-90 down around St. Mary's. We'll zoom in here around the St. Mary's area. That is starting to move up into Harrison. This is moving to the northeast. We'll zoom in a little bit further and see that we're mostly dry right now in Coeur d'Alene, but you may still get a few sprinkles here in the next hour or so. Maybe bring the dog in, and you'll encounter some rain along I-90 and then eventually some fog as you get closer to Lookout Pass. Our temperatures right now are well above freezing in most locations, including 50 in Lewiston, 45 in Pullman. It's in the 40s in St. Mary's, 35 at Lookout Pass, and 38 right now in Spokane. We're at 34 in Bonners Ferry and Sandpoint. Your forecast for this evening, the steady rains are tapering off, but we are going to be left with some patchy drizzle. The low clouds and the fog is already beginning to form. Temperatures holding fairly steady in the mid to upper 30s this evening. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes, Jordan.
All right, Chris, thanks for that. And some historic news out of Colorado. Tonight, the state Supreme Court has removed Donald Trump from the state's 2024 ballot. The court said the former president is not an eligible candidate because of the 14th Amendment. It contains language that forbids officials who take an oath to support the Constitution from running for future office if they engage in insurrection, though it doesn't explicitly mention the office of presidency. The amendment was ratified following the Civil War and has only been applied twice since 1919. Colorado's ban will be placed on hold pending appeal until January 4th. Trump's campaign has already vowed to appeal that decision. If the U.S. Supreme Court decides to hear it, the matter could be decided for the entire nation. Multiple new laws for Washington go into effect January 1st, including an update to the state's mandatory sick leave program. That's a law that requires employers to provide an hour of sick time for every 80 hours worked. Construction workers will now be covered by that program. They were originally left out because the law stated that you had to work for the same employer for 90 days to qualify. According to the state's Building and Construction Trades Council, construction workers rarely hit the 90-day mark since they end up working with multiple employers. Also starting on the 1st, there will be a 10-day waiting period before buying any firearm here in the Evergreen State. Currently, that waiting period only applies to semi-automatic weapons. Sellers will need to initiate a background check and wait 10 additional days. Gun owners must also prove that they have passed a safety training program within the last 5 years or prove that they are exempt from the training requirements. Still ahead here tonight, the Historic Flight Foundation is facing legal challenges across the country, leaving the fate of a historic aircraft at our local museum a mystery. Coming up next on 4 News Now.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
Saving you green.
Money Sense, brought to you by Washington Trust Bank.
2024 is quickly approaching, and with that comes establishing resolutions for the new year.
Yeah, we're all probably starting to think about that as the year comes to an end, right? And some of those resolutions, though, they should be based around, your savings goals and what you're looking to do to set yourself up with financial success.
What should people prioritize when thinking about their savings and financial goals?
You have a short-term, intermediate, and a long-term goal. So a short-term goal can be like purchasing a cell phone, right? Going on a summer vacation. Then you have a intermediate goal, and that's going to be, getting married, right? Buying a new car, right? Those take a little bit longer. But then you have that long-term goal. That's your retirement. That's sending your kids to college. That's that vacation home you've always wanted, right? It takes a little bit longer. But you have to make sure that you build those into your 2024 goal and moving forward. Because in order to be successful and achieve those, you have to set yourself up for financial success.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CR-V. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Tomorrow, it's a show me the money that may get you to believe.
So now you're a believer? Yes.
Just in time for the holidays.
That's gonna help.
Plus, a big surprise that'll ring all the bells.
Oh my goodness. Bravo.
Tomorrow at 7A on GMA.
Experience the magic and share the joy at Disney's Frozen, the spectacular new musical. From the producer of The Lion King and Aladdin, this beloved story comes to life on stage in an unforgettable theatrical experience. You've never seen Frozen like this.
Disney's Frozen is coming to First Interstate Center for the Arts, July 24th to August 4th. Don't be left out in the cold. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com today.
Andy's Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, your family-owned fireplace and stove experts. Andy's team specializes in heat and glow fireplace installation and service, ensuring the best heat and ambience for your home. Andy's Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, your trusted experts since 1972.
Well, take a look at this. Travelers at the Portland International Airport had a chance to hang out with Prince and Benny. They are therapy llamas meant to bring tidings of comfort and joy during the hectic holiday season.
It's the most fun to see everyone's reactions because you go from stress and concentrated trying to get to your gate on time to looking up and just seeing these 400-pound fluffs walking right by you.
I imagine the reactions of that are probably the best part of having those llamas at the airport. And one reason for so many travel headaches this year is going to be the weather. Thousands have already had their plans changed because of a powerful storm that hit the Northeast. Now the West Coast is bracing for 2 storm systems ahead of Christmas. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more on how officials are preparing.
With more than 131 million Americans set to take off during the holiday travel rush, officials pleading with passengers to be patient.
We have already screened a record number of passengers across the nation this year, and this Christmas end-of-year holiday season is looking to be the busiest we've had in a very, very long time, if not the busiest ever.
From coast to coast, TSA says they'll screen close to 2.5 million passengers per day.
We will be fully staffed for the holiday. We have high confidence that we'll be able to handle this volume.
It comes as the pre-holiday travel crush got off to a rocky start after a powerful and deadly storm lashed the Northeast with heavy rain, flooding, and for parts of the Midwest, lake-effect snow.
I actually got delayed yesterday and missed my connection flight due to weather. It snowed in Cincinnati.
And while that storm has since moved out, another system is threatening holiday travel down the road. The West Coast bracing for a 1-2 punch of heavy rain. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says his department is working closely with airlines to prepare.
We get down-to-the-minute weather predictions from National Weather Service meteorologists and use those to inform exact arrival and departure routes across the busiest parts of the U.S. airspace.
And Expedia says today is the best day to fly. It's also the cheapest. The busiest travel day is this Thursday. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
And many of us are in the home stretch for the holiday preparations. Finding a way to organize what you need to throw away and what you need to recycle can get overwhelming during Christmas. So here's a few tips from the city of Spokane to help make sure that you have 2 separate containers for trash and recycling. That includes when you're wrapping presents for your friends and family and when you're opening gifts on Christmas Day. Recyclable items include broken down cardboard boxes, greeting cards, and envelopes without glitter, and non-shiny paper bags with the handles removed. Kirsten Davis with the City of Spokane says making sure your trash is put in the correct bin is essential to the recycling process.
We want to make sure that the items that we're putting in our blue recycling cart are the ones that should go through there, because if there are things in there that are not recyclable, the entire cart is what we call contaminated and we can't use it.
You can also repurpose items laying around the house like extra Christmas cards and paper bags into holiday decorations for next year. For more Christmas recycling tips, you can find this story on KXLY.com. We're down to the Elite Eight in our festive film face-off. Let's take a look at one of the big matchups on our website right now. It's Home Alone going up against A Charlie Brown Christmas. Two heavyweights, I would say there. Two extremely popular titles. One about Charlie Brown learning the true meaning of Christmas, and the other an 8-year-old left home by mistake who must defend his home against what would be robbers by building elaborate traps. So, to cast your vote, you can head to KXLY.com/holidaymovies, and you'll have until midnight to cast your vote for this round of the tournament. I have a feeling it's going to be Home Alone, Chris.
I do too, but how do you vote against Charlie Brown is my question.
It's a classic. I don't know. Voters are going to really have a tough one this time around, I think.
Yeah, I don't know who I would vote for in that case. Well, here's a look at your Wednesday forecast. We're heading up to a high of 42 degrees with a little bit of drizzle in the morning. 33 to start the day. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by STCU and Volunteers Count.
Paprika, garlic, tomato, a feast for the whole family. Introducing the Royal Rosars Rib Roast, exclusively flavored by Spiceology. Now available at your neighborhood Rosars.
Six is the winner of 23 awards on Broadway and a euphoric celebration. Six the Musical, January 23rd to the 28th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Have you been looking for the perfect pre-owned vehicle and wondered, where have all the used cars gone?
At Coeur d'Alene Honda, we have the best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Whether you're looking for a Toyota, Subaru, Ford, or maybe that perfect Honda.
Every pre-owned vehicle is quality inspected and ready for you to take home today.
We work with local lenders to get you the rate you deserve. Inventory changes daily, so come see us at Coeur d'Alene Honda or visit us on our website at cdahonda.com.
Ironstone Furniture and Fire wants you to have all the comfort and total joy. Whether it's a cozy reason to hit snooze, eat dinner, or a spot to kick back, we have furniture that is good looking, well built, and comfortable. Just add your favorite people. In stock now. Visit our showroom, Ironstone Furniture and Fire in Coeur d'Alene.
When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just one day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
Paprika, garlic, tomato, a feast for the whole family. Introducing the Royal Rosars Rib Roast, exclusively flavored by Spiceology. Now available at your neighborhood Rosars.
Take a look at our time lapse from today. It really was a dark day across the inland Northwest. I wish they'd put a giant inflatable Santa on top of the arena or something, because it is drab here in our little corner of downtown. Visibility is starting to go down as the fog is forming out around Fairchild Air Force Base and the airport. Our visibility down to a mile around the region. We're finding some fog up around Bonners Ferry. Visibility down less than a quarter of a mile. Also around Omak and Winthrop. And we will continue to see that fog develop as we get into the overnight. The rain comes to an end, and we have so much moisture left behind. And as that fog develops, we may see some patchy drizzle coming out of it. Freezing fog or freezing drizzle is not going to be much of an issue, as temperatures are going to be staying above freezing in most locations. Here's a look at our overnight lows around the region. This is going to be mild, considering 33 is our average high in Spokane, and that's our low tonight. 32 in Colville, one of the few spots down around freezing. Also Winthrop at 28. You may still encounter some slick spots on the roads, however. Anytime you're that close to freezing, watch out for those sparkly streets. Tomorrow, a high temperature of 42 degrees. It is going to be another gray day, low clouds and fog, some patchy drizzle, light winds, but that high of 42 is almost 10 degrees above average. Lots of 40s on the map tomorrow, even 52 in Lewiston. 44 in Ritzville. We'll be in the 40s in Bonners Ferry and Sandpoint. Big picture, what's going on? This is classic El Nino weather. Very strong southern branch of the jet stream. We have this area of low pressure off the California coast that's bringing most of the moisture off of the Pacific to our south. Northern branch to our north, and we are in that split jet scenario where we are going to be dry for the next couple of days. Here is Thursday. We are going to be dry with the flat ridge of high pressure, and then disturbance comes through late Saturday Friday into Saturday, bringing another round of rain or a rain-snow mix. Here's a look at your planning forecast. We're dry for the first day of winter. Winter starts actually Thursday evening. Friday would be the first full day of winter. A rain-snow mix and a high close to 40 degrees. May have a little bit of accumulating snow on some of the grassy surfaces overnight Friday and into Saturday, and a 20% chance of a little very light snow on Christmas Day. Fingers crossed that pans out. Jordan?
You're saying there's a chance,
There
Chris.
is, yes, I am. It's a small chance.
Thanks, Chris. Well, an Instagram famous dog at Washington State University is being treated for cancer. This is Dash. Dash is a social media star. WSU vet surgeons removed a malignant tumor from his spleen, and there's no evidence that tumor has spread. So Dash will do weeks of oral chemotherapy just in case. We're hoping for a speedy recovery for Dash. Well, the fate of a local historic aircraft is a mystery tonight, as the hangar at Felts Field that stores them can't keep them anymore. The Historic Flight Foundation closed its doors to the public for now because of some legal challenges in North Dakota. Its founder has to pay off $20 million in debts, leaving uncertainty for when the museum might reopen. Peter Choi explains why.
I'm here at the Historic Flight Foundation, and take a look at this. It's temporarily closed right now. I spoke to a neighbor who stopped by this museum every day, and he tells me it'd be sad to see this place gone forever.
Old stuff, especially flying things, are pretty interesting.
Stopping by the museum 5 times a week, he says he's sad to see it closed.
Now, I dropped in a few days ago and asked the guys working in there, when's this going to reopen? They said, we don't know.
The museum founder, John Sessions, owns several businesses, including Eagle Crest Apartments. Last year, North Dakota jury found that Sessions had violated fraudulent transfer of funds. The North Dakota court says UMB Bank was allowed to collect more than $20 million in debts from Sessions. His appeal failed. Last Thursday, Spokane County Superior Court denied Sessions' motion to cancel the North Dakota's court judgment. According to court documents, the judge says, quote, Historic Flight Foundation argument misunderstands the reach of Washington law. Washington law would not consider other state laws, and the money problems cross the state lines. I asked Sessions over the phone for comment on the current legal challenges. He says he will not make a statement because he's still in litigation.
Yeah, it's a shame, because it's always been an interesting place to go.
In Spokane, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Peter, thank you. And still ahead here tonight, a woman on trial for having a miscarriage in Ohio. What laws the state said she broke, coming up next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Wishing you a happy and joyful holiday season from BECU.
Respect, protect, pay essential grocery store workers.
I work in the back warehouse. New employees are not getting the safety training they need.
Corporate sets the hours we get to train our new employees. I'm the main trainer, and I never seem to have enough time to prepare them.
UFCW 3000 fights to make sure that essential workers get better wages, respect on the job, and a safe workplace.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks, UFCW 3000.
$3 pitcher night. A couple cocktails. An edible. And a nature documentary. What do all these people have in common? A friend like you, who offered a ride, or made sure they got in a ride share, or provided a couch to crash on. Thanks for keeping the roads a little safer tonight, Washington. Together, we get there.
Do you have property damage? Burke's Restoration provides full-service emergency response for residential and commercial disasters. Wind damage? Burke's can handle that. Is flooding your problem? Burke's Restoration knows just what to do. Fire or smoke damage? Call Burke's today. You didn't plan on a disaster, but you have a choice on who restores it. Choose the best. Burke's Restoration takes care of fire, smoke, wind, or water damage and more. Tell your insurance company you choose Burke's Restoration. Call or click today.
Do you want more? Do you want to make more? Build more? See more? Do more? That's what we do. Lewis Clark State College's School of Career and Technical Education can help you reach your full potential in a career you love. Whether it's managing the front desk in our hospitality management program or the help desk in information technology, you'll find your career and you'll find your more at LC State. Scholarships are available. Apply now.
Wishing you a happy and joyful holiday season from BECU. 4 News Now is brought to you by the Sweet Palace and Sapphire Jewelry in Phillipsburg, Montana.
Welcome back to 4 News Now. Take a look at this video of fire crews trying to fight a house fire in New Jersey in the middle of a flood zone. Crews were forced to launch boats in the middle of a neighborhood to try and get water on the flames. Parts of the Garden State are currently under a state of emergency after heavy rain left many cities under several feet of water. As states across the country enact stricter abortion access laws, many women find themselves caught between preserving their health and possible prison time. Now, one woman in Ohio is facing criminal charges for having a miscarriage. Laura Aguirre has more on this controversial case with potentially huge legal ramifications in the national abortion debate.
Brittany Watts of Ohio was just under 22 weeks pregnant in September, says a coroner's report, and had gone to the hospital at least twice for pain. Both times she left after being made to wait for hours without treatment, according to the Washington Post.
Ended up going home, had a miscarriage like many others have experienced, and is now being charged with abuse of a corpse.
Maris is not Watts' attorney, but is a defense and trial lawyer closely watching this case. The Post says Watts returned to the hospital, where a nurse called police after Watts told the nurse that remains from the miscarriage could be found at Watts' home.
Prosecutors essentially said it was irrelevant whether or not the fetus was, whether or not there was a live birth. They were focused on everything that happened after.
And it was after the miscarriage, county records show, Watts tried to flush some of the remains and put the rest in a bucket left outside. An autopsy found no recent injuries to the fetus, which had died in utero. Watts' lawyer tells CNN in a statement that there is no law in Ohio that requires a mother to bury or cremate the remains of a miscarriage, and they will continue to fight the charge.
There's a lot of uncertainty about the way these statutes are going to be used, and there's less constitutional barriers that were in place under Roe.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Still ahead tonight, you'll need to mask up when you head to any multi-care hospital in our area. Why some healthcare workers say the mandate isn't productive.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now.
It's the new Coeur d'Alene Nissan Service and Parts Center. We're ready to keep your car in the best condition possible so you can drive with confidence. From express service to more advanced diagnostics and repairs, our certified technicians deliver expert service and advice. We also have an inventory of factory Nissan parts. You can personalize your vehicle with accessories tailored to your Nissan. Parts and service at the new Coeur d'Alene Nissan right off Highway 95.
You know, there's millions of people without the health insurance they need.
I get it. You feel like it's too pricey, a headache to deal with, and not worth it.
You deserve something better and better. We're on a mission to get everyone high-quality health insurance. We have plans with as low as $0 out-of-pocket premiums, a network of local doctors, and a rewards program for making healthy choices.
Nice.
That's why we're America's #1 marketplace health insurance. So call us or go online now. And Better Health. On a mission for better.
4 News Now and BECU are teaming up to welcome in some holiday fun and friendly holiday spirit. Send us a picture of your pet decked out for the holidays and you could win a $200 Amazon gift card courtesy of BECU. For details, go to kxly.com/holidaypets.
Six is the winner of 23 awards on Broadway and a euphoric celebration. Six the Musical, January 23rd to the 28th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Magical moments. Snowy adventures. Warming up. Making memories. A winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Back to old habits. A mask mandate is now in place at all MultiCare hospitals and some of its high-risk clinics. And this time it's not because of COVID. The mask requirement is in response to rising flu and RSV rates. The same mandate is already in place at MultiCare hospitals in 5 other counties in Washington. 4 News Now's Allison Martinez has the story.
Following a state trend, masks are now required inside of all local MultiCare hospitals. This mandate goes for staff, patients, and visitors.
It was a difficult conversation, but it was reality.
Based on a rise in flu and RSV cases in the past week, local MultiCare hospitals are now requiring everyone to mask up.
So it was the Northwest Healthcare Response Network set up the thresholds over a month ago, and when they crossed the threshold, it became a very easy decision.
But not everyone is ready to return to pandemic habits.
And it affects the patient. Some patients are happy to wear them, and that's their choice if they want to, but a lot of people are not comfortable wearing them by force.
Williams says masks create more problems than solutions.
We have tons of masks being littered, tons of people not following the masking mandate, so there's people in security and stuff having to, have arguments and things.
The mandate is in place for all patient care areas like check-in, the waiting room, and exam rooms.
The decision to unmask will be when we see 2 weeks in a row where those 3 indicators, COVID, RSV, and flu, are below the threshold.
For Providence hospitals and clinics, no changes have been made yet. Masking is optional for patients and visitors and required for caregivers. One single-use face mask will be supplied to you upon arrival. For more information on this mandate, you can visit our website, kxly.com. Reporting in Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Hopefully we see some of those numbers drop in the coming weeks, Allison. Thanks for that. And the CDC says a new subvariant of the coronavirus accounts for 20% of new cases across the country. The strain already dominates in the Northeast, where it's estimated to cause about a third of new infections there. The CDC estimates that the spread of the subvariant more than doubled in the U.S. between late November and mid-December. CDC saying that as of December 9th, only about 18% of adults had received the latest COVID-19 vaccine. Let's send it over to Chris Crocker with a look at your first alert forecast. Chris?
Thank you, Jordan. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. Cloudy and drizzly weather on the way for Wednesday. Best chance of that drizzle will be in the morning. However, temperatures should be above freezing in most locations, so freezing drizzle is not going to be much of an issue. Temperatures will be mild tomorrow, about 10 degrees above average. Friday night, a rain-snow mix possible, and we could see some minor accumulations on the grassy surfaces. There is a slight chance of snow on December 25th, Christmas Day. Just a slight chance, and any snow we get will be very light. Here's a look at our radar right now. We continue to see the development of some light rain showers over the Palouse right now around Pullman. These showers are moving to the north-northeast. Closer look at some of the activity that just missed Coeur d'Alene to the east, moving into the central Panhandle Mountains right now in the form of valley rain and mountain snow, as temperatures are in the mid to upper 30s in the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area, some 40s on the map, and it is still 50 degrees in Lewiston. Here's a look at your Wednesday planner, a high of 42, some patchy drizzle to start the day, otherwise low clouds and fog. I'll be back with your 7-day outlook in just a few minutes, Jordan.
Chris, thanks for that.
I changed. I still wish it didn't happen.
Elida and her mother, Mina, are still recovering both physically and mentally from the devastating earthquakes that struck Turkey back in February. One earthquake struck their home, completely leveling it while they were all inside. While under the rubble, Elida's leg was pinned under concrete, severely damaging it to the point where it had to be amputated. Elida's cousin helped her connect with Shriners from Turkey, and she was able to receive care here in Spokane, getting a new foot just days ago. Bronte Sorotsky introduces us to her family and shares the pain and relief they felt from this tragedy.
The Kaya family lost everything during last February's devastating earthquake in Turkey. Their home, loved ones, and 17-year-old Elida even lost her foot. But despite it all, she says she still has hope that she plans to bring home with her next month.
Remember the times we had together as friends. I wish it didn't happen. I guess it's fate.
Death, pain, destruction. All of this, so much for a 17-year-old to process.
I've lost 3 of my friends. One of them was my best friend in middle school.
When an earthquake struck Elida's home in Turkey, it trapped her and her family under rubble for almost 4 days. With her foot stuck for that long, she suffered severe nerve damage, and it had to be amputated. She and her mom, Mina, were saved, but her dad didn't make it. She says, "I can't believe he's just gone. And some days, I still have a hard time living with this, or even believing that we had a great family, great marriage, and everything was taken along with them." After spending the last 5 months at Shriners Children's Hospital, Elida was able to get a new prosthetic foot.
I actually started to like running a little bit, and I'm planning to play sports again, like maybe basketball, soccer, like I used to.
Now that she has her new foot, Elida and Mina will return home to Turkey next month.
I have no actual home back in Turkey. I still have my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, my friends around me. So it feels hopeful.
Reporting in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Just an incredible story. Bronte, thanks for that. A consumer alert tonight. Check your kitchen counter. For more than 300,000 Power XL dual basket air fryers are being recalled for a burn risk. The Consumer Product Safety Commission has received reports of the baskets breaking apart while being used and then burning the user. The recalled air fryers were sold at Walmart, Target, and Kohl's, and consumers can receive a full refund by contacting Empower Brands. Google agreed to pay $700 million to states and consumers to settle an antitrust lawsuit. The Justice Department and dozens of other states, including Washington, accused the company of abusing its dominance in online search. They say Google allegedly harmed competition through deals with wireless carriers and smartphone makers to make Google Search their default or exclusive option. Google says Android and Google Play have continuously evolved to provide more flexibility and choice. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Gold Seal Plumbing.
Whether planning your big day or needing a final touch, the Spokane Wedding Expo is for you. Experience firsthand all the aspects of a great wedding. Food, fashion, photography, flowers, and music, all in one place. For tickets, visit SpokaneWeddingExpo.com.
Have you heard about the TYM 2515 tractor? It's a full-feature compact tractor that's made for landscapers, hobby farmers, and landowners. And through the end of 2023, get 0% interest and 84 months with the largest lift capacity in its class. Get the best incentives of the year right now by visiting TYMOffers.com. Better yet, visit Cascade Tractor Supply in Spokane. TYM.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CR-V. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Hey, can I get some butter for my popcorn?
Sure, it'll be $1 extra.
$1 extra for butter?
Yep.
Ridiculous, right? You know what else doesn't make sense? Some people are still paying for their checking accounts. Some places it's $12 a month. At P1FCU, we believe some things should just be free. Open your Ascend checking with tons of great benefits at p1fcu.org/free.
Whether planning your big day or needing a final touch, the Spokane Wedding Expo is for you. Experience firsthand all the aspects of a great wedding. Food, fashion, photography, flowers, and music, all in one place. For tickets, visit SpokaneWeddingExpo.com.
Gwyneth Paltrow versus the Optometrist, the new documentary. Next Inside Edition. It was the trial that riveted the nation. Who knocked who down while skiing? Now the juror comes forward to say what was going on behind closed doors. Gwyneth Paltrow versus the Optometrist. Then, the all-time favorite Christmas movies. Wait till you see what's #1. Next Inside Edition. Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
New at 6 tonight, for the first time in history, human beings have successfully sent a video signal through the galaxy using a high-powered laser beam, hurtling the signal millions of miles through the cosmos to deliver a long-awaited look at taters. That's the name of the plucky tabby cat starring in this 15-second test clip. It was all part of the agency's Deep Space Optical Communications experiment. That video was beamed from the Psyche spacecraft to a telescope at Caltech. NASA says the laser can send data up to 100 times the speed of traditional radio wave systems used on other missions. NASA saying it took less than 2 minutes for the video to travel 19 million miles. I can't think of a better clip to test out on that,
I was
Chris.
going to say, if that doesn't get the extraterrestrials to come visit, I don't know what will. They'll be like, we need more cat videos.
Yeah, they're going to come visit just to see taters. I mean, that was brilliant.
I will say, when I first saw that we were beaming video of taters, being an Idaho girl, I thought, well, I can't think of a better thing than our famous potatoes. That would get them to come, too.
That's right. Come visit. That would be wonderful.
The low clouds and fog, though, not worth sticking around for. We did get some rain today, 0.11 of an inch at the airport. No snow in Spokane. You may have had some snow mixing in at your place, but none reported on the South Hill and the 5 Mile area at any of the higher benches around Spokane. We did have some minor accumulations in some of the northern valleys, in general less than 2 inches. We are only 2 inches behind our average year to date. Precipitation wise, made up a lot of ground just in the month of December. This is our month-to-month precipitation. In the green is how much precipitation we received each month. The brown is what is average, and we were well below average for most of the year. August was the first month that we got above average precipitation. Got close in November and then just blew the roof off the joint in December, 3.13 so far, and here we are just barely a little over halfway through the month and can still be adding to this total. Just want to point out that not only is this by far the wettest month, but it more than doubled every single month except November. So an impressive precipitation total, both rain and snow in December. We don't have much to show for the snow, and that will continue to be the case. Our temperature trend over the next 7 days, this black bar is our average high. It bottoms out, our average high, at 33 degrees and stays at 33 degrees for the last half of December and right on into the first week of January, and then starts inching up. So we've bottomed out on our average low. We're going to be above average all the way through Christmas Eve. We'll be down at average and then start to warm up again. And then our long range forecast, 8 to 14 days. Boy, we are in this darker orange indicating above average temperatures. Quite a certainty. Precipitation is more of a mixed bag. We've got that very active southern branch of the jet stream. This is just classic El Nino, and we are sort of in between above average precipitation and below average precipitation for that time period. Now, going beyond this into the second week of January, starting to see some hints that we may get some colder weather and some snow going. Not a lot of snow going in the 7-day forecast. We could get some minor accumulations of snow Friday night into Saturday. We've got some wet weather coming, a mix of rain and snow. And then on Christmas Day, a 20% chance of snow. If we do receive it, it will be very small, probably 1/10 of an inch, maybe even less, but there is that possibility. We can't rule it out, Jordan.
I'm hanging on to hope, Chris. Thank you. Around the world tonight, in Iceland, a massive volcanic eruption turned the sky bright orange, shooting lava high into the air. Just last month, cracks opened up in the roads, steam pouring out of the ground as seismic activity intensified in the southwestern part of the country. Nearly 4,000 people in the nearby towns have been evacuated. That is just a sight to see over in Iceland. Israel's president says his country is ready for another humanitarian pause in the war with Hamas, with hopes of freeing the hostages and allowing more aid into Gaza. But there are concerns that war could expand. ABC's Liz Landers has more.
As tensions remain high in the Middle East, a new multinational group assembled to protect commercial ships in the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden after Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen have launched more than a dozen attacks on commercial vessels recently, according to the Defense Intelligence Agency. Dubbed Operation Prosperity Guardian, the task force includes the U.S., U.K., France, and other countries who are lending resources. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin unveiling the coalition while in the Middle East and warning Iran of retaliatory options.
We're going to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to ensure freedom of navigation in the area.
Smoke seen in Gaza along with explosions and fires Tuesday as Israeli troops launched more strikes. Israeli President Isaac Herzog said Tuesday he's open to another break from the fighting, but says it is up to Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar.
Israel is ready for another humanitarian pause and additional humanitarian aid in order to enable the release of hostages. And the responsibility lies fully with Sinwar and the leadership of Hamas.
The humanitarian situation in Gaza continues to deteriorate. The death toll now topping 19,000, according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry. The ministry also says more than 355,000 skin and infectious diseases have been detected. CIA Director Bill Burns is meeting with Israeli and Qatari counterparts in Europe as they are hoping to help negotiate another humanitarian pause to allow for an additional hostage prisoner exchange between Israel and Hamas. In Washington, Liz Landers, ABC News.
Closer to home, the Seattle Seahawks improved their playoff chances after last night's thrilling victory.
You got to be happy for Drew Lock as a Broncos guy,
You gotta
right?
love the guy. And his post-game interview.
Yeah,
awesome.
It was one of the craziest games of the year. We take a look at what Seattle...
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Paprika, garlic, tomato, a feast for the whole family. Introducing the Royal Rosars Rib Roast, exclusively flavored by Spiceology. Now available at your neighborhood Rosars.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Time of year the reindeer fly. You can't see them on their sleigh ride across the sky. Gather all your friends around or go out and paint the town. It's the only time of year the whole wide world turns upside down.
Do more together.
Whatever your plans are this season, do more in a new Chevy. Or qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $239 a month.
See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Did you know that Spokane Hyperbaric Center uses oxygen to reduce pain, inflammation, and swelling?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that hyperbaric oxygen therapy promotes new blood vessel growth, fights infection, and releases more stem cells from your bone marrow?
I didn't know that.
Would you like to know if Spokane Hyperbaric Center is the right choice for you? Go to hyperbarichope.com to find out.
Spokane Hyperbaric Center gave us hope. And now you know.
Get your groove on at Mystic Falls Casino Hotel Sunday, December 31st. You could win your share of over $15,000 in cash. Enjoy party favors to ring in 2024. Learn more at mysticquad.com.
Paprika, garlic, tomato, a feast for the whole family. Introducing the Royal Rosars Rib Roast, exclusively flavored by Spiceology. Now available at your neighborhood Rosars.
4 News Now is brought to you by Andy's Heating, Cooling, Electrical.
Welcome back. The Seattle Seahawks are the talk of the sports world right now. Seattle's late game-winning drive knocked off the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football, keeping the Seahawks in the playoff race. Sports director Julian Minnesone joined us in studio. And Julian, ESPN only gave the Seahawks a 25% chance to win, to make the playoffs heading into that game. Now, what does that stand at now?
Well, with the wins, the Seattle Seahawks are now at a 57% chance to make the postseason, according to ESPN. And it was all thanks to this play right here from backup quarterback Drew Lock. The game-winning touchdown to Jackson Smith-Njigba keeps the Seahawks in the playoff hunt. But there is still a lot of work to do. Seattle's basketball has dropped a couple spots in ESPN's bracketology. The Bulldogs are now a projected number 5 seed for the NCAA tournament. The Zags have lost 2 of their last 3 games, but they have a chance to redeem themselves tomorrow night. Gonzaga will take on Jackson State at the Kennel. This isn't the first time Jackson State will be playing a WCC team this season. JSU lost by double digits to both Loyola Marymount and San Diego. The Zags are hoping to continue that trend, but they'll have to play a lot better. Gonzaga has shot just 25% from three-point range in the last 3 games. Head coach Mark Few says the improvement starts with his star players.
I mean, they felt it. They competed physically. We just got to be able to step up and make shots in games like this. And you need, 8 games out of your best guys,
Well, tip-off is at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. It's the first ever meeting between the Bulldogs and Jackson State. Idaho Women's Hoops hosting St. Martin's last non-conference game for the Vandals, and it was Education Day at ICCU Arena. Thousands of kids in the crowd, and the Vandals gave them something to cheer about. Kennedy Johnson threads the needle to Amelie Langer. Vandals led by 9 at halftime. Second half, it was more of the Kennedy Johnson show. Johnson, from the top of the key, buries the three-pointer. The kids, they're loving it. They're going absolutely wild for the Vandals. How about some more from Johnson there in the second half? This time, she steps in and knocks it down from 2-point range. Johnson had a career-high 20 points, and the Vandals sent the kids home happy. Idaho cruises to a 63-44 victory. The Vandals open Big Sky Conference play against Sacramento State on the road next week. And, you know, both head coaches, the new head coaches for the women's and the men's team, got you excited about Vandals basketball in addition to football, who just coming off a great season.
Yeah, it seems like there's a resurgence on the basketball front of things. I know it's been a couple of off years, but it feels like, I mean, based on what we just watched, maybe turning a corner here.
Oh, yeah.
Might be kind of fun. Well, stick around. We'll be right back with a look at final weather, and here's what you can expect tonight in your primetime lineup.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
E.T.
E.T. Hi, E.T.
Wow.
Only on E.T.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Hit it, Santa. This is the wow moment.
The whole shebang.
You are the champions of the Great Christmas Lights.
I've always been drawn to artists like this. Yeah, me too. This used to be one of my favorites when I was younger. You're me. Yeah, after you quit the firm and follow your passion.
Face your future with Whitworth University. Adventure awaits at Silver Mountain Resort this winter. Enjoy some of the best terrain in the region, only 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Family, friends, and smiles as big as the wide-open vistas. Relax in a beautiful condo just a stroll away from dining, water slides, indoor surfing, and 84 degrees. And a gondola ride away from our new covered carpet lift, tubing, and acres of snow rider heaven. Your winter adventure awaits at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
The Plant Farm poinsettias are here. Bring on the holidays and shape your Christmas world with the Plant Farm. Bring home the vibrant Bravo Red or break tradition and surprise your family with their many specialty colors like pink, orange, and even multicolored. Bring home a Plant Farm poinsettia today, because life is better in the garden and your home.
Spokane Exercise Equipment is the Inland Northwest premier provider of top-of-the-line exercise and rehabilitation equipment. Once the Spokane Exercise Equipment technicians have finished setting up your new home gym, that's when the workout competition begins. Spokane Exercise Equipment has all you need to achieve your fitness goals. They offer delivery, installation, service, and maintenance for all residential and commercial customers. Visit them in downtown Spokane or go online to see their full line of products.
Hi, they assigned me to work with you, Miss Ray, but you can call me Miranda. You're me if you take the next step. How? Work here during the day, go to school at night. It's so worth it.
Face your future with Whitworth University.
4 News Now is brought to you by UFCW.
I've been avoiding my ski buddies because they want to know where's the big snow, where's the POW. And it's not in the 7-day forecast, just a little bit here and there. Makes it very quiet at my house.
Yeah, maybe next year. Maybe next year, January, we can get something.
We will.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.